Um, Mr. Brigham, are you employed?
No, I was working on a job recently, but due to the fact
Okay,
of being on the run, I'm pretty sure that's the reason why I couldn't get a job. But I've been
thank
at
you. And these are cases 2021 CR 37 and 2024 CR 20. State of Kansas versus Keith Brigham, who appears via Zoom with counsel, Mr. Lynch.
Thank you, Judge. I just saw the other day that Mr. Brigham got picked up. I've not had a chance to get over and talk to him yet. The next date that I'm available, I'm not available next week, so it'd be December 18th. So if we could pass these cases to that date, I'll get over and talk to Mr. Brigham and figure out what direction we need to go.
All right. Any objection? Um, so we'll continue these until December 18th at 11 o'clock in the morning. Is there anything else we need to take up, Mr. Lynch?
Your Honor, I haven't spoke to Mr. Brigham and I don't know what his bond's at or if he wants to try to address that today or not. Um,
I was gonna see if I can get an OR bond and put under house arrest possibly.
Okay, and what are the I'm trying to look at what are the bonds set?
the
10,000 each?
Yeah,
Hold on, Mr. Brigham, and we're I'm looking through that, but he does have 10,000 each, uh, including there was a on the 2021 case, there was a bench warrant issued on in April for failure to appear.
yeah.
And you were gone since April on that one?
Been in Pratt.
What's that?
I've just been in Pratt. That's all I've been at. Just randomly walking around.
Okay. Any reason why you didn't appear in court?
I didn't know I had court that day.
And the new case is okay, so the new case is from January. The newer case was from January. Oh, okay. Okay, so that was the failure to appear. Ms. Beverland, do you have an objection or any?
Yeah, Judge, so in the 21 case, back in April, okay, right.
And apparently I was told by the clerk that that the warrant was basically for both cases should be in the file as being entered on the same day, but it was just a clerical error.
So on the 21 case, Judge, he had admitted to violating his probation case back in February of 2024. And then we had set it for disposition on March 27th. He failed to appear since that date in February. He was clearly not reporting for probation as well. An OR bond was required to check into treatment, which he also did not do. And then he was granted an OR bond in the misdemeanor case, which was tagging along with the probation revocation case where he also did not comply with appearing for court on that as well. I think it may seem high for these cases, but considering that he's been absconding for 7 months, and he didn't comply with the court's order on probation, didn't comply with the court's order to go to treatment, which was a condition of his bond before, they found should remain himself.
Okay.
And I do want to add, Judge, when he was arrested, I did receive a narrative from the PD, so it was picked up on December 2nd. There was a bit of a scuffle with the officer when he attempted to arrest him because he recognized the defendant, knew he had an active warrant, and he also had a baggie with residue where he admitted that that residue was methamphetamine.
Okay, and I believe one of the warrants in the 2024 case was issued because he failed to check into treatment. Now, Mr. Brigham, is
Yes,
there I mean, you were on an OR bond and you were supposed to be reporting. Is there a reason you didn't? I mean, okay, no, so I understand how things can get and you don't know that you're supposed to have court. That happens, but you did know that you were supposed to report and you didn't report.
To be honest, I don't remember why it didn't report or anything because it's all foggy in my memory. So I don't actually really remember what the reason was for that. To be honest, I mean,
Okay. Mr. Lynch, do you have anything to add?
Your Honor, I'll get over and meet with Mr. Brigman, and if we can come up with a plan for bond, whether it be GPS monitoring, house arrest, or something like that, I'll get in touch with Miss Beverland and try to get that done prior to the next court hearing as well. But the information that's been relayed to the court, I believe is accurate.
Okay. Well, I do believe, and just because we hadn't heard from Mr. Brigham, um, and he wasn't reporting was the reason I set the bond so high, so we'd be sure and locate him. But then it went for months, and he says he's been in Pratt. I still think these are I still think these are high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify his bond in each case to a $1,000 cash or surety based on his previous failures to appear. I think that if he posts those bonds, so that would be a $2,000 total instead of a $20,000 total. And I think if he posts that, that will be enough to assure his appearance. And then Mr. Lynch, and then if he can't make that bond, Mr. Lynch, talk to him. Mr. Brigham, are you employed?
no, I was working on a job recently, but due to the fact
Okay.
of being on the run, I'm pretty sure that's the reason why I couldn't get a job. But I've been trying to get a job out of the city of Pratt. I heard they were hiring.
Okay. All right. You should talk to and I apologize, Mr. You should talk to Mr. Lynch about this. I don't think just throwing this out. I don't think GPS monitoring because that's going to put more of a financial burden on Mr. Brigham. But maybe we can talk about lowering his bond. Further to something that maybe he could, a cash bond that maybe he could make. Although I got to tell you, Mr. Brigham, that saying that you can't find a job because you were quote unquote on the run does not help your position. So that's something you should probably talk to your attorney about.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
Okay.
trying to live
All
right.
right.
I'm trying to do something better for my life, so I can get tired of this stuff. To be
I
honest.
understand. I understand. Um, and we've already continued this, correct, till the 18th? Okay, all right, and talk to your attorney, and then we'll see where we're sitting at the next hearing. But on the other hand, if you can get a surety or make this bond, then you can go ahead and be on bond.
Okay,
All right, thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you, counsel.
Thank you, Judge.
And I think we're down to Mr. Craig.
Right here.